show you how to what are some examples of good models to use and what are not so good, right? So, when you go on Pinterest, you can search for Amiri streetwear models or like represent. The idea is to find out like what the models look like that are from some of the top brands, right? So it may or may not give you something that you need, but most likely that you'll find something, right? So we always aim at finding someone with a full body and also vertical, right? So these ones, these ones, these ones. If you have like two of them, not so good. And you know what I mean? Like so, as front facing, and as clean of a background as possible. So out of this page, right? I would use this, um, and something like this, right? You can also use something with a background. Like it's possible that this will look good, but I'll try to avoid that in the first place. And you can also use search terms like let's see, streetwear model studio shoot, right? So just search around and get familiar with Pinterest if you're not familiar with it, and you see like with the studio background, it does give you a lot of options. And out again, right? The best ones are usually just plain background and fairly, you know, neutral posts, right? Nothing, you know what I mean? Once it starts doing something with the arms, stuff like that, it becomes a little bit unpredictable of the outcome. So something like not like sideways. I like something from the front. Don't get me wrong, right? If you use something like that, it still very may work. It's a high chance that it'll work. But the best is like if it's front facing, like this is okay, as front facing as possible, something like that, right? So just to give you some idea, this is what I collected to be my approved, for example, black models, okay? And you can see what they sort of look like in terms of pose and how they fit into the picture. It's always full body, right? And basically, I compile like a bunch. For example, I have the Asian models. I got these ones. They're all really front facing. Like it could be a little bit of a slight like walking pose, but most of them are just very very front facing and not anything that's like out of the ordinary. And for men, I try not to have them hold anything or have any accessories. For women, I think that's totally okay because they usually pair something with the handbag or something like that. Okay, so again, right? This is like my collected models, and this could work, but I try not to use something that's with the background. So let's say I want to mock up a T-shirt, right? Now, out of say all of these, which one would I choose? For a t-shirt, I would definitely, first of all, I would try to avoid anything that is tucked in or like that fits too high up, because if you mock up this shirt onto the guy, right, it may get tucked in because the belt line is so high. Okay, and same with this, right? It's kind of like it may get tucked in and it's not gonna look good, right? However, if you want to mock up a hoodie, that's completely fine because this GPT will know not to tuck it in. Let's run do a um, what do we call it, like an experiment, okay? Most likely it will be fine, okay? But if you do the same thing, use this guy and mock up a shirt on him, it may not work. But just say, start a new one. I always just use one GPT per image because sometimes when you like keep going down, like it complicates the learning. Okay, let's try this guy. I think the outcome is gonna be a tucked in shirt, to be honest with you. So let's drag this in here and let's do a boxy cut. By the way, if you actually use UT, which means enforce UT, most likely it'll untuck the shirt for you. Okay, that's just one of the tricks. but it's not certain either. So let's just try with just BX, and I'll show you what would happen, what could possibly happen. Now, again, right, with the let's see where it went. With this, with a shirt like this, here's some of these. I wouldn't use this guy because it's wearing a hoodie, so it may end up mocking up the shirt underneath the hoodie. I could potentially use this, but I usually don't go from like layer type of look to like short sleeves. I'll go the other way around, right? And this also, like, there is a chance that they will mock up the shirt underneath the outer layer, right? So the best type of template model would just be someone that's wearing a shirt like that, right? Usually going from long sleeve to short sleeves is workable, but it's just a little bit more complicated. And with this as an example, the shirt might get tucked in because the belt line is too high. So would choose something like that. Just, you know, the closer it resembles the type of look that you want in the end, the better it is, right? So that's basically the concept of it. Now, let's just say if I want to mock up a hoodie though, that's a different story. Like hoodie, a lot. It's not that hard to put a hoodie onto this guy, but when you go the other way around, let's just say from this to a shirt, like they might mock up the shirt to replace the shirt and keep the long sleeves underneath. You get the idea, right? Okay, so if it's hoodie, it will work most of the time. Anything long sleeves will work most of the time. I'll show you. Let's just use this person, okay? It's quite complicated already, the way he's dressing. But I just want to give you an example. Okay, come on. Paste. It should be okay, completely okay. All right, so this is great. It didn't tuck it in. Surprisingly, I'm very pleased about it. It's a little bit of luck of a draw. Let's just say it actually gets tucked in, right? What you would do is you will start a new chat, okay? And then I want to show you exactly what to do. So hypothetically, this has been tucked in, and you don't want a tucked in look, right? This is what you would type. Enforce UT. UT means untuck. And then BX. Okay, and then you just press execute. Let's see. So that's fine. See, going from like anything, like even if it's tucked in the beginning, when you put a hoodie over it, it's totally fine. So I hope that kind of demonstrates what we're looking for in terms of reference models. Again, big points, the major points is you want a full body, the background as clear as possible. Okay, I can find this. I can use this and still mark it up, but then they'll keep the same background, okay? Which is a little bit complicated. Then you would use something like, okay, let's just say you want to use a model like this. What you actually need to do, you are actually going to need a reference of the background, right? In order for it to get the clear gray background. So this would be like HO and then BG swap. Hope that makes sense. Let's just show you. It is gonna take a little bit of time. Let's see what else I can tell you. Yeah. Yeah, so start with something with a clear background first. Not like a clear background, but like a clean background, like preferably light gray, and with like a rather neutral pose. And I don't recommend that you use something like this. You can try, but then let's just say you swap in a t-shirt. This bag may still remain in the end, okay? And that makes it like look a little bit of strange, okay? So let's see. Now you notice that there's no strings here, right? No draw strings here. Like what do we do? You know, if there's strings here, I'll actually use the Photoshop to remove it. Just to give you an example, let's start a new one, and then to remove the string, you use this remove tool. Let's see if it cleans it up nicely. It may not, but let's just hope it does. Come on, come on. Okay, it's not too bad. But you get the idea, right? You can remove stuff like that and just kind of clean it up a little bit there. So it's pretty much like, you know, it works. Yeah, so look, it did well, I think. There's nothing like too complicated about it. Let's see this one. Kind of still loading because I got so much going on at the same time, right? Okay. All right, I'm not gonna waste your time, but that basically demonstrates how to change shirt and how to find your reference model. Again, key points: your model. If the reference model is wearing something that looks like what you want to mock up in the end, that would be the best. Oh, there's one more point. Let's just say sometimes, you know, especially when the person is not black, right? Let's just say a white or Asian guy. Um, the eyes may come out looking a little bit fake, right? What would I do at this point is I just use this, upload this, and then I'll also put a pair of sunglasses on him, right? Let's just say I'm mocking up a shirt as well. So sunglasses is GL, and then shirt is BX, and then you just click generate and be completely fine at that point because the glasses hide the AI look, right? Okay, all right, this is not loading. Probably it's just too much going on. But I hope you get the idea.